Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today, guys, I am joined with Chris to talk about everything Bitcoin. I'm going to take us through the charts, see what's been going on most recently with Bitcoin's price action, and Chris is going to take us through what is actually going on with Bitcoin from a news perspective as well. So as we get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. I know Chris does as well. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you are going to be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Chris, anything else you want to add before I jump on down into the charts?
Just that you should definitely jump into our Discord. Link is in the description of the video. We'd love to have you there.
Fantastic. Right, let's jump on down and take a look at what's going on here with BTC. Right, guys, we're going to start things off just with our hourly chart, right? Because we have seen some interesting kind of moves recently, and I kind of want to articulate what I expect to happen next here with Bitcoin. It does look like we are ready for a bit of a correction, so I want to kind of prepare everyone the best I can. So obviously here we can see that we had the ABC move down after an impulsive move up. This actually triggered another impulsive move, and this happened a few days ago, so this is something I've been talking about already, but basically you have wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4 coming down here, and wave 5 just up the top there. That actually hit the technical point of the 1.618. Okay, so if I actually measure the distance on this, you get the idea. We just hit the 1.618, just over $45,000, right? This high came in at 45,400. Okay, so a little bit of an overwick. Then we started to see a corrective move to the downside. So I'm just going to remove the fib there. And what we can do is we can actually see that we had this ABC move just come down. And the thing that we're really looking for is a slightly larger ABC correction, right? And here we can see that we have an A, a B, and a C forming right now, and that stochastic RSI on this hourly chart is moving up. Okay, so we're heading up into the overbought area, and so that tells us that this C wave is likely to finish soon, and then we start to think about an ABC down. Now, all of these corrective moves altogether, they actually equate to a bigger ABC move, right? So rather than drawing up lots and ABC moves, you can actually just say all of this move here was an A, this move up will be our B wave, and then we'll be looking to come down into our C wave. Now, depending on where that B wave goes, as high as that B wave goes, it will obviously determine how low our C wave is likely to go, the most probable outcome. Now, here we obviously have an area of resistance, this being $42,000, right? We pushed past it, but we haven't come back down and tested this area as support. So I'm theorizing that that's going to be an area of support for us, and we want to kind of watch out for that one. That corrective move there would then allow us to potentially move up higher towards the 47,500, and I'll get into that on the larger time frame in a moment. So ultimately, we are looking at this progressive move down after the shorter ABC move into a B wave high. Now, the interesting thing is the 4-hourly chart. Now, the 4-hourly chart actually had the stochastic RSI come all the way down within this A wave, and it hasn't really progressed up any way, shape, or form. So it's looking like we might be down here for a while yet on this 4-hourly chart, in the same way that we were up in the stochastic RSI in the overbought area for a while. I'm going to think that we are more than likely going to start to see us stay down in the oversold area for a little bit on this chart as we start to lower down the hourly stochastic RSI and the 8-hourly stochastic RSI, as this one needs to also come down. So does the daily, though. This has actually just reached the overbought area, so we are looking for corrective action on our daily chart as well. And as you can see here on this daily chart, we've had a good move up. It's an overextended wave by the looks of it, and I can just measure that distance to see how much. So if we take a look at this entire move from the low point down here of about $34,000, that wick, we move up, we pull back down with a B wave, and then we move up into a C wave. Now, if we take the high of our A wave and the low of our origin position, move this over to the low of the B wave, it shows that we haven't actually hit the impulsive move. So it does look like it's just an overextended C wave. We haven't actually gone any higher into an impulsive move upwards. So that does look like it's going to align pretty much with our expectations on the smaller time frame, right? We are looking for corrective move down. Now, I don't expect overlap here. I'm not talking about moving down to 40K to see that potentially overlap with our B wave there, but one to kind of be aware of. Now, as I bring this back down into our 4-hourly chart and zoom back out a little bit, I did say about that for $47,500. This is pretty much driven from a larger A wave that happened from the $32,000 low point up to the 45,800 high point. We then obviously pulled back down towards that 34K low that we just spoke about, and then the C wave going higher takes us to about $47,500. Now, we haven't met the technical requirement for that C wave just yet. The C wave has to go higher than the A wave, or at least come equal to the A wave. Right now, it hasn't hit there. So what we're looking for here is corrective action, that ABC move that I spoke about on the hourly chart, taking us down to about $42,000. And then what I'm kind of expecting to happen is to trigger another impulsive move up that takes us into that C wave high that effectively takes us to $47,500. That completes this larger play on the larger time frame, right? Specifically the daily or the hourly chart, depending on which one you want to look at. But this ABC move, once this actually gets completed, once we hit that kind of 47.5, 48,000, wherever that lands, what you end up with will be a much deeper ABC correction, in my opinion. And again, that's going to be another opportunity for accumulation. So we'll want to be watching out for that. It's also very possible that on this larger time frame that we actually continue running, and that C wave turns impulsive, going higher than 54,000. I think there's a low probability of it right now, considering the climate. So we want to be objective to think about, it's possible but not probable. But if it does do that, and we do actually start to see this ABC turn impulsive, then we'll be talking about much, much higher numbers in the future. So for now, I just want to kind of really highlight the fact that we are looking at corrective action on our hourly chart. Once that corrective action is taken into account, and we hit these kind of interestingly low areas of around 42K, fill in these gaps, we'll then be hopefully aiming for another 5 waves up. And the importance of the 5 waves up, guys, is that it would actually paint a picture here of 5 waves from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 3 waves down, 5 waves up, 3 waves down, 5 waves up. This is basically your standard impulsive move, which is made up of 5 waves up, 3 waves down, 5 waves up, 3 waves down, and 5 waves up in the end. That would complete the entire C wave, if you will, on this whole entire count. Now, that's kind of what we're looking for. It's kind of what I'm expecting to occur here, but we have to acknowledge that there are some outside factors that actually could mean the opposite, and we could start to see this down. Now, I think there's a low probability of it at the moment, at least until we hit the 48K range. Once that comes in, I would expect deeper corrections to occur. But for now, we're looking at kind of medium to small corrections that allow us to have that continued growth to come in with the C wave target at about $47,500. Now, on the hourly chart, we are, of course, raising up the stochastic RSI. The 4 hourly is already in the oversold area. The 8 hourly has got to come down from the overbought. The daily has to come down from the overbought. That's only just gotten up there. Now, it can stay up here for a while, so I'm not overly fond or overly concerned about it, but we do need to see some form of corrective action there at some point soon. And the weekly chart has moved up a little bit. Now, this is an interesting thing because we want to really pay attention to the weekly stochastic RSI in terms of momentum. We don't want to wipe too much of this weekly stochastic RSI out without doing too much price discovery. So we want to look after this one the best we can. The same with the monthly. Obviously, this one's right in the ground at the moment, so we are looking progressively upwards on those 2 charts. And we don't want to do is have a repeat of what happened with the pandemic back in March of 2020, where we take it from oversold to overbought without doing too much price discovery. I think it was about 60%. Whereas when we were actually in this main bull run in January 2021, we were basically going up, 200 to 300% before you actually go up into an overbought area. That's kind of where we'd like to go. Obviously, if we were to move up 226% from that low point, from where we were oversold on the stochastic RSI, that effectively takes us into the 5th wave high on the weekly chart, which would be $107,000, right? And that is what we want from this stochastic RSI. What we don't want to do is only see, a 60% move, which would effectively put us at about 52,000, 54,000 in that kind of range. And if that is the case, then we potentially do look at lower lows coming in. So we want to be really cautious over this weekly stochastic RSI with what it is doing and what we actually want from it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand over to Chris now, who is going to actually take us through what is going on with Bitcoin in the news. Right, Chris?
Yeah, so I picked out this particular article, which is basically stating that 45K Bitcoin looks cheap when you compare it to gold's market cap. And I thought it was a really interesting article to sort of discuss, really, and really interested to get your views and opinions. So do comment below and let us know what your thoughts are on this particular article, and we will link the article in the description of the video for you to go through and read at your leisure. But Bitcoin's market cap is much smaller than gold, but Bitcoin's daily volume and the amount held under management by funds suggests that the cryptocurrency is trading at a heavy discount. And I kind of agree with this in many ways, because ultimately, if you compare the two, ultimately, you know, Bitcoin at 45,000 as an average has an average volume traded and institutional investors holding roughly matches gold's market. And, you know, it's only at 850 million market cap level. You know, and so I guess this is mainly because of the short-term concerns, you know, with Ukraine and Russia, and the interest rates that you know could be hiked, and the inflation side of things. So ultimately, I think with all of those concerns, it is on discount at the moment, along with a number of altcoins as well, because you know Bitcoin sort of leads the pack. However, the altcoins sort of follow and are impacted much heavier. So, you know, when you're looking at like a V chain at less than 5 cents, for example, I think that's on a massive discount. Obviously, this is just my opinion. It's not financial advice, and you should treat it as educational purposes only. But this is ultimately my opinion. And there are, you know, emerging use cases for Bitcoin with 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗓, micro payment channels, the Lightning Network technology. So as a digital gold becomes, you know, only one part of Bitcoin's actual valuation model, I think traders are likely to see the price or increase the price, you know, as they do, you know, just over time with the additional use cases. I thought it was a really interesting article to sort of bring up. You know, everybody knows I like the metals as well. You know, I am an avid investor in the metal market as well, particularly silver. But I thought this was an interesting one, how they've compared it. And I kind of see where they're coming from with this, you know, with the funds with grayscale and stuff like that. So we'll drop it in the description of the video, won't we, Nick? And then you guys can have a look at it at your leisure. But, you know, for me, really interesting. I think there's some really unique talking points in here. So really be interested to see you in Discord to give me your views and opinions. And don't forget to comment below and let us know there as well if you're not, you know, interested in joining Discord.
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, in the description down below, you'll find a link to the article. Have a good read. Let us know what you think. And in the comments below, what do you think is next for Bitcoin? Do we think, you know, it's going to have a deep correction? Do we think it's actually just going to be, you know, soaring up from here? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. So guys, if you found this useful, informative, maybe even entertaining at times, why not hit the like button? I really do appreciate that. I know Chris does as well. If you happen to be new to the channel, go ahead, subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you are going to be kept up to date with all the videos that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and we'll catch you in the next one.